This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Friday, finally, March 6th. I'm here with Al, Brandon, Lindsay, and I'm Tori. Let's get right to it. Cases of coronavirus have topped more than 100,000 people around the world. And here in America, there are more than 230 cases and 14 deaths, with newly reported patients in Pennsylvania, Indiana, Maryland, and here in Colorado. Governors from California to New York are giving press conferences as states deal with the growing numbers. Now, thousands of passengers and crew members aboard a cruise ship being held off the coast of California are awaiting results of their coronavirus tests, which were delivered yesterday by helicopter. Wow. Take a look at this photo from Washington. An elderly couple married for 60 years, not 6 years, 60 years, visits each other at the nursing home that was hardest hit by the outbreak, but he is in quarantine, so they can only visit each other through a pane of glass. And if you look closely, you can see him in the glass. Oh. But if there's anything good coming out of this, it's this viral video out of Vietnam, that was my lipstick, with a dance dedicated to proper hand washing technique. Take a look. Yeah!
My favorite part is this thing.
I feel like they're saying, coronavirus, get away.
They are. They're saying go Corona. Yeah.
Whatever. Anything you can get people to do it better is a good idea.
I was literally in the bathroom with somebody who sang the happy birthday song twice in front of me, and then she explained, she was doing it in her head, and she explained, she's like, just to let you know I'm doing the happy birthday song twice, because I was standing there like any day now.
Yeah, I think also at some point a lot of people are sort of self-quarantining themselves. I would be totally fine with self-quarantine. I got my needle point.
Oh, you've been preparing for this your whole life.
I'm fine with it.
As long as you can get delivery of food, I think I'd be good.
Yeah, you'd be fine. So, guys, we just, again, want to remind you, we don't want hysteria here, just the facts, and we'll continue to keep you abreast every day. We do have a very sad update to a story we brought you yesterday. Nathaniel Woods was put to death last night in Alabama, just 3 hours after it was scheduled to happen. At the last minute, his execution was delayed when the U.S. Supreme Court stepped in, but they ultimately decided not to intervene. Same goes with Alabama governor. This is she. Take a good look. Kay Ivey, who said she would not impede the execution despite pleas from high-powered advocates like Martin Luther King III, who said afterwards that the actions of the state of Alabama are reprehensible and have potentially contributed to an irreversible justice. Even Kim Kardashian's pleas, which have worked in the past for a stay of execution, were completely ignored. If you don't know the Eighth Amendment, just know this, we can't have punishment that is cruel or unusual, like weird shooting or firing squads or things like that, horrible ways of punishment. To tell someone they're not gonna die, then they're gonna die, then they're not gonna die, then they're gonna die, I think falls under cruel and unusual.
And there were so many questions about his culpability. There were so many questions about how his trial was mishandled. I called Governor Kay Ivey last night.
I did as well.
I left a message on her voicemail. I just think, how can you kill this person when all these people were saying there's a problem? Even the man who did pull the trigger said, wait, he did not kill anybody.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't pull the trigger. So I just don't understand how we just killed him. It seems to me, and this might be strong words, but like a modern day lynching.
I think that's what
legalized.
Sean King, the black activist, said. It's a modern day lynching, and I want to get your take. He said he had no gun, he was not violent, he was not aggressive, and he was giving up, and he was put to death.
They don't care. And they flipped it because they're saying that in Alabama, you don't have to be the shooter.
Right, you can just aid
and abetting. And that's what they stress in the course. They brought out rap lyrics that said that he wrote down or they ended up being a Dr. Dre lyric.
Right.
Dr. Dre, who has a building named after him at USC. So at the end of the day, and it sounds sad, Al, I didn't think that he was going to get that stay. I knew it was going to be overturned. I knew he was going to be dead, man, because we're talking about 3 white cops that were killed by what you could probably call, or people are going to call, 2 gangbangers. And you look at the comments, it's just 2 other gangbangers off the street. It's just.
But Brandon, that's
so
been my
sad.
point the
It's
entire
so sad
time.
right now, Al.
The language that we use to describe people of color it's twofold.
Dehumanizing,
One,
right?
it's meant to dehumanize, but also not only the person of color, but the person saying it. So you hear it over and over again. When you hear about people of color, whether they be Hispanic or black, they talk about their kids like, look how many of them they have. Look, she has 10 kids. So when you kill someone, it doesn't seem like you're taking away an actual human being. It feels like you're just squashing out another roach, and there'll be another one right behind it. And this kind of language has embedded itself in the way that we speak, and the way that we talk, and the way that black folks and brown folks are talked about, and it makes it easier. If this had been a young white girl from Florida State, would we be having this conversation right now?
That's a fair question.
I don't think so. So let's be honest about what we're talking about here.
I have a question for you, because I struggled with this last night. And Lindsay, I want you to jump in as well, and Tori, please. Why am I so numb to this? Like, why am I like, I don't have the power to be outraged, or I don't want to cry or anything. Why am I so numb to this right now? I don't understand this feeling.
Because look at this next story. You ready for this?
Let's do this next one.
I want you to respond to that,
Brandon.
literally. Viral video of a young black man being arrested in New York City is causing an uproar and leading to questions about police use of force. A warning to our viewers, the video is a little graphic. Let's take a look.
What crime did I commit? Look, you gotta hurt me? You gotta hurt me? What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? I did not do anything. He saw me in the park and he said he came out the car and followed me.
Just have to exhale there. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio tweeted about the video saying, "This was painful to watch. We still need to get all the facts and about the case, and a full investigation is underway. But I don't like what I saw." Meantime, the New York City Police Commissioner had this to say about the arrest.
At this point in time, I have nothing to indicate that they were in any way tied to the ShotSpotter incident. But I certainly don't know that the officers didn't know that as they were arriving on that scene. And when you have 2 people take off running, I've been in that situation myself. We'll have to take a look at the entirety of it. The end is what concerns me. I'd love to have a different outcome where we wind up on the ground wrestling with somebody.
Just so you know, very quickly, in order to what happened to this gentleman, some people say he was smoking a joint or a spliff in a parking lot, and that was it. Some other people say there were shots fired in the area, and he matched a description. Either way, I would expect it's a good time for Bill de Blasio.
Same Xerox description that Bloomberg, he said you could just Xerox a description. Yeah, it's a 16 to 26-year-old black male. So yeah, you're gonna. I think Brandon probably matches that description. I'm taking 10 years off for you.
But cheekbones.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, and like listen to the language. It's always the same thing. The reason that this happened is because there have been other things in the neighborhood, and the cops were heightened. It's the same thing. And you notice he didn't say somebody being beaten on the ground.
Right.
He said wrestled with. They're already getting the language in there, so this will be softened.
Yes.
And in 2 weeks it'll be like, oh, what happened? You mean that skirmish with that? These are 3. If these guys were wearing gang colors, this would be on some kind of World Star Hip Hop feed. Yeah. This is just. These are the like. What was that kick for in the back? Is that a police tactic?
I hate that they're bringing up the gunshots though, because there's no indication that this arrest had anything to do with the gunfire. So that's just annoying to me, first of all. And then secondly, I'm looking at his hands up the whole time. He's saying, "What am I being arrested for? What's going on?" Even the woman recording the video said, "Listen, ask them if you're being detained," telling him what to do, because any movement he made, even I thought he was going to get shot because the police officer put his hand on his side at one point, and I was like, oh my God, it's over. I have a 26-year-old little brother. Every day I think about this. Every single day I think about, could he get shot just for existing, walking around, doing something, maybe being somewhere. The park wasn't even closed. The park closed at 9 p.m. It wasn't that time yet. And so it's just disgusting to me that this little boy is going through this, not understanding why he's being arrested. He also said this never happened to him before. So this is somebody who we all walk around and we say all these things that are happening to these black young boys, and this is exactly the point, because you're going to experience it. Nobody is immune to it.
What other word was also interjected in there? Marijuana. What other case did we just hear about marijuana being interjected for no reason? Down in Dallas.
Yeah, both of them.
Yes.
Both of them.
Yeah, so it's like they always kind of start this, the narrative has already been laid.
You're right. You know who else was wrestled to the ground?
Who's that?
Eric Gardner.
Yep.
Who couldn't breathe and lost his life. Well, DBL is live, and coming up, Brandon sits down with the stars of the new Ben Affleck movie, The Way Back. Why it's not a movie about sports, politics, but about movie about life. Wow, that got deep. Plus, a revealing new documentary about Hillary Clinton's life that includes Bill's infamous affair with Monica Lewinsky, the reason Bill himself says he strayed from the marriage. And a reminder, now might be a good time to wash your hands to prevent the spread of germs. Before we go, we wanted to show you this instructional dance again that's sweeping the internet. Simply Simone wrote to and said, same, I have a 21-year-old brother and I'm terrified that this is going to happen to him when he's at college. Again, if you are caught with the joint, let's say that did happen, it's a ticket in New York, a ticket. There's no reason to have a man hold you against your will and have his hand on the gun.
And then 6 more come
and then and wait for backup. For a man with his hands up. Hands up.
And that's the thing. You're sitting there asking, why am I being detained? Because the kid said that the officer just comes up to him with the flashlight and is like, hey, let me talk to you for a second. Get up against the wall.
Who?
Why am I being detained? What's your name? Like, what is going on here? And everyone, I'm tired of this whole like, don't fight, don't resist. What am I being detained for? Let's have a conversation. His hands are up. He knew what was going to go down if he reached or if he did anything that looked like he was reaching for something.
You know, Brandon, I always look for analogies with everything. In the UFC, there are guys that wrestle, and the thing with wrestling that I've known is, I'm not a wrestler, but the thing is they want you to be aggressive because when you're on the ground, if you're a skilled wrestler, if I reach for you, you can grab my arm and twist it. If I try and kick you, you can grab my foot. So they want him to fight. It's almost its own offense.
Yeah.
It's its own offense to get people to come at you. That's what a skilled retaliator does, and this is the exact same thing. They egg you on saying, what are you doing? Then they nudge you, they cause you to put your hands up, then that gives them a reason to tackle you. Yep. Then any human being that's tackled, they say, oh, well, you're fighting back. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen anybody get tackled to the ground and lay there.
No.
That would be very strange.
And what saved that man? That phone camera. Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Hillary Clinton is coming out. She's unpacking a lot about her life in a new Hulu documentary. The former First Lady opens up about her failed presidential run, and she says she is the most investigated innocent person in America. But this is the big story. The first time ever, former President Bill Clinton also revealed why he had an affair with Monica Lewinsky, saying it was to ease his, quote, anxiety. Let's watch.
You've been in a 15-round prize fight that was extended to 30 rounds. Here's something that'll take your mind off it for a while. I feel terrible about the fact that Monica Lewinsky's life was defined by it.
And as a part of her media tour, first off, let's just stop right there.
No, just time out. No, you stop.
That's okay.
He is already embarrassed Hillary, so he's doing that. Now he's humiliating Monica once again. She hasn't been able to live a normal life for like the past 20 years.
Oh, she never will.
And never will. And he's talking about, oh, the only thing you did is relieve my anxiety. Like, what do you do? Just leave it alone.
Did it. No one stuck a gun to that woman.
That man was the president of the United States, Brandon. Come on.
That makes it even worse. A married man, the married president of the United States, and you're still gonna go perform that act? Why is she trying to get? Why y'all trying to get her off the hook like that? All of a sudden.
Yeah, she's 22. He's the president.
Exactly.
It does in NBC. It would matter.
It matters in any company.
22 years old, a married man. So you're trying to say a 22-year-old?
You ever heard of power dynamics? That's the whole point of why people are getting in trouble at work. Everybody's grown at work.
Let's use that excuse. Let's put it on Bill Clinton like it was his fault.
Oh, wow.
I think a lot of people do think it was an abuse of power.
Crazy.
As part of her media tour, Hillary appeared on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens Live and took a shot at Melania's Trump Be Best anti-bullying campaign, and then took a shot ski on air. Take a look.
1, 2, 3. Wow. That was amazing.
I I was just talking to my executive producer, 2 years too late. Had she done this, and may I say, had she been Bill Clinton doing the saxophone on Arsenio Hall, we would have seen a real human being.
We talked about this before, though, when she was on, I think she did another interview. We're like, wow, Hillary's human.
Yeah, she does it once a month like a werewolf.
But we're looking at this through 2020 lenses. You have to remember, before this, you would hire a campaign manager, Brandon, Lindsay, Tori, and they would say, well, you need to sit upright, you need to have your lapel, you need to have an American flag.
Not
you
after
need to not
Obama's
curse.
doing mean tweets.
No, but that was, after Trump, there are no rules.
Yeah.
Now we're used to seeing a politician take a shot ski that I've only seen in a dive bar in Aspen.
I didn't know what a shot ski was
and now
until now.
It's the former Secretary of State doing it, and no, that wasn't even our lead story. So things are different. So
Let's all
we
take
got to
a
remember
fake
that.
shot ski together. 1, 2, 3. All right, coming up on DBL, Brandon's interview.
Al participated.
The stars of the way back. They reveal what it was like working with Ben Affleck and what he taught them on set.
Bill Clinton wants to speak up about his affair, just say I was wrong. Say apologize for the way it made my wife feel, apologize for the way it made Monica Lewinsky feel. Why are we going into details about excuses about why you have poor behavior? I don't think that we should just be making excuses. Like, people already have been tortured enough. It definitely jaded Hillary Clinton's legacy, right? A lot of people were mad at her for going back. A lot of people would have been mad at her if she would have left.
Everything is fine.
Everything is fine. But a lot of people are also on Monica Lewinsky's side, like, she's just trying to live a normal life. She has said, she's done several interviews, like, I don't want to be defined by this. So I feel for her. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
I get that people are adults, but there's definitely a power structure. Like, the CEO of the company and the PA is not an appropriate relationship.
The most powerful man in the world asked you to do something. If he'd asked me to do something, I would have done it. That's how powerful he was. I mean, like, listen, this is the most famous man on the planet. To be in the same room with him, I'm sure was just awe-inspiring. So for you to ask a 24-year-old in what, 1990?
And I'm sure the conversation was, hey, I need my anxiety relief.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was more of a conversation.
It's an abuse of power.
Exactly.
So that's where this all comes from.
Let's all do one on cyberspace together, because they all said they need one. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to DBL. Today, Ben Affleck's most personal movie yet hits theaters. Last week, I sat down with him to talk about The Way Back. Now, it follows a struggling alcoholic who finds redemption coaching high school basketball. I also caught up with Ben's co-stars to find out what it was really like working with the A-lister. That's in today's Chatting with the Stars. As a former professional athlete, I have to say, this wasn't a movie about sports. It's a movie about life. So when you're creating your characters or you're creating this story, how did you make sure to have the right balance of not only sports struggles, but life struggles?
You nailed it. I never was intending to make a sports movie. This, for me, was a character study. It was examining a man's life.
I made a lot of bad decisions. I had a lot of regrets.
A man who's going to confront his own addictions, his alcoholism, and how does he come back to life? And the three things that he loved, 2 of them he lost. The third that he lost, he can get back, which is basketball. He starts to revisit the sport that he loved.
I heard you're coaching basketball.
Yeah, keeps me busy.
Ben has been very open about how personal this film was for him. For you, what was it like acting across from someone who was sharing their demons?
We just didn't stop talking to each other. Every second we were on set together, we were just sort of telling each other all of our truths. And we were both going through some pretty rough patches personally, and we told each other everything.
I think that he doesn't get off the hook just because he's Ben Affleck. What has been so amazing about him is being such a public figure. I could see why he wouldn't want to necessarily bear all. What he's doing is an incredible service, because that kind of vulnerability gives permission to other people I think, who feel like maybe that's not cool or you shouldn't or there's shame.
I just want you to be happy again, but you gotta want it too.
Is there any part during filming that you were worried or scared or even impressed with how he portrayed these raw emotions?
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day. Yeah.
He gets an opportunity to be a parent again and change these kids' lives as they start to change him.
I think that basketball is just kind of the commonality that brings us all together. And once we're together, that's when Jack kind of learns from us and we learn from Jack. It's about what we learn and how we grow once we are put together as a basketball team.
Girl, when he slapped that cup,
Right?
he slapped that cup, I was sitting there like, oh,
I
get
know.
out of there.
I know. I thought he was going to take out one of the camera guys. I was like,
That's a big boy too, by the way.
yeah. As the character, I was like, that makes me so uneasy. But as the actor, I was like, yes.
Very real, very authentic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
So nice to meet you.
The Way Back hits theaters today. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
What's up? Welcome back to Beauty Blast. I'm your boy with all the beauty knowledge, Jeray for the Slay, and today we're here with more red light beauty tips to help your day move faster. Now, today I've been having so many inquiries about lashes. What kind of lashes should I use? What lashes are for me? Should I wear strip lashes or extensions? And that's where I come in, my friends. Now, if you don't know, the new craze for everyone has been lash extensions. These are phenomenal because you go see a specialist maybe once every 3 weeks, get some lashes put on top of your own lashes and have a phenomenal, beautiful look that's easy to maintain. About every 3 weeks or so, you get a refill put on, so those lashes that might be falling out get put right back on top and your look keeps going. Our fabulous host, Erica Cobb, is known for her lashes and it makes her look so beautiful every time, no matter what she does, because it's consistent and she always makes sure that those lashes are done. Now, is this for everyone? Not always. I would definitely say lash extensions are more for the person who have a very fast-paced life, someone who doesn't want to spend a lot of time in their own look, and they want something that just gets up and goes for them. Now, if you're more of a business gal, you can make sure that you have a certain lash style. So you don't always have to have a super full lash. You can have more of a classic lash style. You can have a blended lash style as well, or you can go for a little bit more of a cat eye or more of a dramatic lash too. This is something that you and your lash extension artist will talk about, of course. Now, is this for everyone once again? Not always, my friends. If you're in college, if you're over here paying off some debt, honey, maybe we're catching up on some bills, that's when we want to go back to good old Ardell strip lashes, my friend. Now, Ardell isn't the only lash brand out there, but it's one of my favorites because it's everywhere. Walmart, Target, Ulta, how you doing? But there's also lash strips from MAC Cosmetics. Now, what's the difference? Lash strips are going to be put on with a glue that's meant for temporary usage. With this glue, you're going to make sure that it's able to come off at the end of the day so you can peel those lashes off and go back to being the boo-boo that you are with no lashes whatsoever at all. That's fine though. We can put those lashes to the side and only use them for Fridays and Saturdays. That's fine if that's your cup of tea. However, make sure you're really removing all that lash glue residue so that you're not blocking and clogging your pore. Same thing for lash extensions, guys. You don't want to continuously do this for like 6 months straight because your lashes still need to breathe. You have pores there that want to get all that good oxygen to help continue to nourish all those beautiful hairs. Remember, your lashes grow on about every 3 to 5 week lash cycle. So if you're going every single week, you're gonna start noticing some fraily lashes or some lashes that just don't look as beautiful as they could. So let me know, guys, are you guys gonna go for more of lash extensions for an easy morning, or are we gonna keep it to Friday and Saturday with some lash strips? Tell me at Jeray for the Slay on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and we'll talk to you guys soon. What's up?
Welcome back to DBL. In the age of Spotify playlists and iPads, there are plenty of ways to pass the time while road tripping. But what about a good old-fashioned game of Would You Rather? Tori and I throw it back old school in today's DBL Drive presented by who, y'all? CarShield! That's right.
Hey, Al, let's play Would You Rather.
Okay, I feel like that was more of a demand than a question. But yes,
It's a rhetorical question. Okay.
Yes.
Would you rather have a car that you can never wash, ever, and I know how much you like to wash your car.
Yes, my car is clean now.
Very clean. Or would you rather allow every passenger in your car to eat?
Oh, man.
Which I'm doing.
Yes, you're doing it, and that even just what you're doing is bothering me.
I know.
So I just don't think under any circumstances could I have 3 different smells. I can't have roast beef, and then somebody's got a parfait, and then somebody's got like a Caesar salad.
Oh, God.
Those are just too many different smells.
Too many.
10 times out of 10, I'm choosing a dirty car on the outside rather than a stinky car on the inside. All right, I got a question for you. That was a good one. Let's say we're doing a cross-country road trip.
Oh, God.
All right? Now, we can either only listen to techno music the entire ride out there, yes, or sit in absolute silence.
Look, here's the deal. I cannot physically be silent that long, so I am going to have to go with the techno and call it a tech yes. Okay, one more. Would you rather parallel park in front of all of your coworkers or change a tire in front of your girlfriend?
Oh, well, first of all, let me tell you a little something about this guy they call Al Jackson.
Oh, boy.
Referring to himself.
It's parallel
in third
parking.
person.
Okay.
Al Jackson has lived in Miami. Al Jackson has lived in New York.
Not
Al
necessary.
Jackson has lived in Los Angeles.
Not
Al
necessary.
Jackson has always lived downtown. Al Jackson will always be able to parallel park.
That's what
if
I
I
thought.
can't
Okay.
parallel park, then something's wrong.
So which one would you rather do? Parallel park in front of your coworkers?
Oh, parallel park
Okay.
all day.
Okay.
And for peace of mind on the road, get an auto protection plan with CarShield. CarShield protects their members from the high cost of auto repairs. Call 1-800-505-9619 for a free quote.
Tori, I am in shock. I'm in shock not from that segment, but just like as it was running, both of you guys said you'd rather ride in silence than techno music?
That's what they use to torture prisoners.
It's true.
Yeah, but like when you're driving, like I feel like silence, you might get a little sleepy. Like techno music, you know, lock in, just go straight New York to
I
LA.
just want to know if I could be in the back seat next time you guys go.
Yes. Can we do that? We'll ask our producer, Megan.
You are
Yes.
always trying to jump into people's segments.
So what I really like when Tori makes the food. I really like Al's car.
Copy the kitchen.
And I really like sweet deals. I'm sorry, I like where I work.
All right,
Did you
Lindsay's in the
guys
back seat.
hear when I said I would go with techno, so it's a tech yes?
That was really
a great
good.
joke.
Okay, just making sure everybody.
Did you practice that, or was that on? Like,
That's
So
what's that?
You're going next time.
can I be in the back? If
You
they
got
allow
car
me?
in the
seats?
back?
You guys got
Our
car seats?
producer?
You got car seats?
We got car seats. All right. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. Be safe and love on each other. We're all facing that uphill battle. Bye, guys.
Sweet, sweet deals.